From the Pitt Center on the campus of Sacred Heart University, it's a Northeast Conference men's basketball matchup this afternoon as the Sacred Heart Pioneers host the Bryant Bulldogs. Hello everybody, alongside former college basketball and NBA star Chris Smith, I'm Randy Brochu. Welcome to Bryant and Sacred Heart, the fourth game of the Northeast Conference schedule for the Pioneers as they look to rebound after a tough loss on Staten Island earlier this week. They lost to Wagner, a game in which the Pioneers did not shoot free throws well again. So the Pioneers, they're third in the league in points allowed, really doing a job defensively, top rebounding team in the Northeast Conference, but looking to shoot the ball better in all aspects, especially the free throw line.
Well, like you said, they're rebounding the ball well, but you got to shoot the ball. And free throws, especially going down the stretch, you got to knock those down if you want to be the team that can really score the ball.
They're going to face a Bryant Bulldog team that uncharacteristically is struggling. They're 1-15 on the year, 0-3 in NEC play, but they can shoot the ball, and they've got a young man who shoots the three just about as well as anybody in the Northeast Conference, and Adam Grant.
I tell you, Adam Grant could do it all. 29 points the last game. He could get into the defense. He's explosive. He's a quick guard. This is going to be a tough one.
Hit 9 3-pointers against Mount St. Mary's and their loss against the Mountaineers earlier this week. For the Pioneers, looking to shoot the ball better. Last time we covered the Pioneers, Kenan LaRose had a career day, and they'll look to Kenan LaRose to shoot the ball and maybe get the whole team going a little bit from beyond the arc.
Well, we've said this early on that Kenan LaRose really need to shoot the ball a little bit more. 6'9" last game, he can really fill it up. You're going to need him to shoot the ball well against his team. They score 72 points per game. They need to keep up. He needs to score the ball.
Always a great matchup when Bryant and Sacred Heart get together. We'll hope to get it in 40 minutes, but 4 of the last 6 games have gone to overtime between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. It's Sacred Heart and Bryant next on NEC Front Row.
NCAA.com, your top stop for college sports. With live streaming video of fall championships across all divisions. It's the most extensive coverage on the web. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Sacred Heart and Bryant this afternoon. The Pioneers coming in at 6-10 overall, 1-2 in the Northeast Conference. They're in a 4-way tie for 6th early on in the NEC with CCSU, Mount St. Mary's, and LIU Brooklyn. Bryant Bulldogs 1-15, 0-3 in NEC play. They're the only winless team left in the Northeast Conference. They're starting 5 in the backcourt: Hunter Ware, Taylor McHugh, and Adam Grant. Grant coming off a 9 3-point performance against Mount St. Mary's in the loss to the Mountaineers. Getting the start today, Monte Ermolaficis and Sebastian Towns in the front court. Was really worried about that name with good reason. In the backcourt for the Pioneers, Cha-Cha Tucker, Sean Ho, and Kenan LaRose. And up front, Joe Lopez and Mario Matasevic. Let me try it one more time. Ermolaficis. There we go.
I'm not even going to try that one.
Of course, he gets his first start today. He's appeared in 9 games. Lopez wins the opening tip. And the Pioneers are in possession, and we're underway on a frigid cold Saturday afternoon here in New England. Temperatures in the single digits for most of this week. Wind chill's gonna get below 0, but we're nice and toasty on Coach Bike Court here inside the Pitt Center.
Well, we're hoping that the Pioneers don't start off cold.
Hot start for Lopez, splashes the elbow J, and the Pioneers have an early lead.
And that's a good sign for Lopez at the top of the key. Knocks it down with no hesitation.
Adam Grant is wearing number 11. Hunter Ware running the point, averaging 3.1 points a game. Taylor McHugh out of Centerville, Virginia, handing for Adam Grant. 8 to shoot here for the Bulldogs. Ermolaficis underneath with a pass to Sebastian Towns. His shot altered. Lopez, the good defense. Tucker right near the timeline, almost lost his dribble. Joe Lopez taking on Towns. Into the paint, Lopez, the sky hook, banks in.
Uh-oh, Lopez woke up on the good side of the bed today. He's looking good, his first 2 shots. Left hand hook shot, that was nice by Lopez.
He had a double-double in the loss to Wagner. There's Grant, the 3. Adam Grant averaging 15.3 points a game. That's 8th in the Northeast Conference, making it a 1-point game. Tucker inside for Matasevich. Hohen wide open in the corner. Matasevich couldn't get it to him. It was swatted out of his hands.
Hey, Grant, you got to find him early. He had an open 3-point shot there. You can't give him an open look like that, and he will knock it down.
Sean Hohen to the left hand, misses. Offensive rebound, Lopez. He had 12 rebounds against Wagner. A little baby hook is good. He's got 6 early in the first 2 minutes.
And he's ready to play. He's ready to put the team on his back. Offensive rebound, nice hook shot. 6 early points.
Grant against Hohen. The pick set for Grant. He drives the baseline and turns it over. LaRose jumped in front of the passing lane and ends up to Hohen. For LaRose, catch and shoot for 3. No good. And Ermolavichus is going to be called for the foul. Redshirt freshman at 6'8" from Lithuania. Going over the back.
Hey, Randy, you do a good job with these names, I tell you. This team, Ermolavichus. Good job.
To the left hand, Matasevich. No good. And a steal by LaRose. Tucker's got numbers. Cha-cha, no look to Hohen for the left hand lay-in. 8-3, the Pioneers, as Tucker finds Hohen on the fast break.
Great play by Cha-cha. Between the legs, giving it up to Hohen for a left-handed layup. Great play.
Ermolavichus giving it to Ware. 10 to shoot. The Pioneers, the 3rd stingiest defensive team in the Northeast Conference. At Jay Good. Hunter Ware has all 5 Bulldog points. Hohen gets the screen from Matasevich. Gets it back. Matasevich gonna take a 3. No good. LaRose gets in there. Getting his nose dirty, grabbing an offensive rebound and drawing a foul.
Hey, Randy, I really love the way that LaRose is playing. He's putting himself more involved in the game. Offensive rebound right there. He shot a 3 earlier, didn't make it. But he's putting himself inside the game. He's not being hesitant. When he has a shot, he takes it. I love his energy so far.
Lopez along the baseline, looking for another. Ermolavichus altered the shot. Taylor McHugh. Towns hits Grant, a 3, no good. Tucker getting up and getting the rebound. The point guard getting the board. Leading the fast break, Kenan LaRose lays in 2 more, and the Pioneers off to a 10-5 lead.
And I tell you, that's what I love when Cha-Cha's in the game. His eyes are always up. Looks up, great pass to Kenan LaRose. He gets his feet wet early for a 2.
McHugh finds a wide open Ermolavichus down low for the easy bunny. Back to a 1-possession game. LaRose for 3. That's off back iron. Good to see him shooting a little bit more early, trying to get in a rhythm, but he misses.
Hey, he went 6 for 9 the last game, so he's still feeling good.
This is Towns driving, drawing a foul on Lopez and bringing us to our first media timeout. Well, the Pioneers hot from the floor early. Joe Lopez has 6 points. The Pioneers are 5 of 11. And Sacred Heart leads at 10-7 with 15:41 to go in the first.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp.
Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of SHU Athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel. Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online the next time you're on campus.
Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart University Pioneers.
I am an NEC student athlete.
I will sacrifice to reach my goals.
I will not make excuses.
I will leave my comfort zone.
I will not be afraid to fail.
I will push myself to the limit.
I will support my teammates.
I will compete with respect.
I will make a positive difference in people's lives.
I will rise to the occasion.
I will succeed in my sport.
I will succeed in life.
And I will enjoy every second of the journey.
Sebastian Towns on the line. He was fouled by Lopez before the media timeout. The sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia, averaging 11.5 a game. He's their leading rebounder at 4.4 boards a game. And he's shooting 68% from the free throw line. Misses the front end. The Pioneers maintain a 3-point lead for the moment. Sacred Heart has enjoyed this rivalry. It's always a good game, it seems, when the Bulldogs and the Pioneers match up. 2 misses from Towns. Pioneers 22-13 all-time against Bryant, 14-5 in Division I play. And Sacred Heart has won 6 of the last 7. The one loss, the heartbreaking double overtime loss in the 2015 quarterfinals. Joe O'Shea hit the game-tying off-balance 3 to force overtime. Evan Kelly had a big make in the first overtime, but ultimately the Bulldogs beat the Pioneers in Smithfield, Rhode Island in double OT that year in one of the games of the season. Davon Barnett off the bench has it rolled to him, and that's an easy layup for Barnett.
Easy layup, great steal by Cha-Cha. He got it stolen from him, but Barnett was in the right place at the right time and got the layup.
The ball inside of Boshko Koster out of Australia. He turns it over. Tucker gives it to Lopez, and they're going to hit Ermolavicius with a foul. That's number 2 on Monty Ermolavicius out of Lithuania. 6'8", 190-pound guard. This is the tallest team in the NEC, the Bryant Bulldogs. Average height of 6'5"3/4. Lopez right to the rack for 2 more.
And Lopez, I mean, it seems like he's got a quick step today. I mean, he's getting to the rack whenever he wants. He's going to have a big-time game today.
8 points for Lopez. McHugh hits Koster for 3. That spins in and out. Lopez with another board. Wisely, he gives it to Cha-Cha Tucker as Barnett sits the pick for him. Tucker looking for help, finds Barnett. He threads it to him on a backdoor cut from the lay-in. A beautiful pass from Tucker. A 16-7 lead for the Pioneers, and the head coach for Bryant, Tim O'Shea, calling a timeout.
Hey, great pass. Great pass by Cha-Cha. He's just controlling the game so far. That's why they're up 16-7. He's not turning the ball over. Great passes inside. And that's where their bread and butter is today. Inside the paint, Lopez is getting the job done.
When Tucker makes good decisions, the Pioneers have that much better of an opportunity to win. And this year, Tucker, 50 assists to 34 turnovers. Sean Hohen also with a great assist-to-turnover ratio. 66 assists to 43 turnovers. Hohen's 1.53 ratio, 8th in the Northeast Conference. Tucker sitting right about there as well. When you have 2 guards making good decisions and involving everybody else, that covers up maybe some of those woes. The Pioneers haven't shot it well this year, but when they distribute the ball, they have a good chance to score.
Oh, they definitely do. And in any sport, defense wins games. So defense, along with turnovers and rebounds wins games.
Towns, the 6'5", 240-pound power forward, muscling his way in for a bucket and a foul.
And that was a great call by the coach coming out for Bryant. Get the ball inside, trying to get an and one. Great move by Towns down low.
The foul is on Lopez. And Towns, who went 0 for 2 from the free throw line his last time, looking to cut this one to a 6-point game. Bryant in their last game losing to Mount St. Mary's 96-80. Junior Robinson for 25 points for Mount St. Mary's led the way. They had 6 players in double figures, and the defensive woes continue for Bryant. They've lost 11 straight games. Their last win came at Hartford back on the 24th of November, almost a month and a half ago. They were picked 8th in the preseason poll, and they are the worst defensive team in the league, averaging 83.6 points a game against. Lopez had that one go halfway down and out, almost to double figures.
And you know they could score 70-something points per game.
Ikenna Nduba out of Boston rips a corner three. He averages 11.7 points a game, and it's back to a one-possession lead for the Pioneers. Adam Grant reaching in for the foul.
Yeah, you just can't take this team lightly. They can really score the ball. And if they beat a Hartford team, you got to realize Hartford beat us when we played them early on in the year. So they can really play with any team in this league.
Yeah, Hartford won that one 86-72 back on December the 11th. We have an offensive foul against the Pioneers. They give it to Davon Barnett for a moving pick. Good call. Yeah.
Yep, good call. Barnett got to keep his feet set. But right now, it's crucial that we get a stop, get a rebound, and get it going down low on our end.
Grant underneath to Towns, and that was a smart play by Lopez to back off. Towns trying to post up on him. Fell on his backside. Leads to a jump ball, and the arrow favors the Bulldogs.
And watch for Nduba. He's taking the ball out. He just hit a three-point shot the last possession, so maybe they'll go back to him.
Grant hangs in the air, reverses to the right hand, and the up and under is good to make it a one-point game. Now the Bulldogs going to the trap. Zach Rads, averaging 22 minutes a game, 6.8 points a game in his sophomore season. He's been one of the major contributors off the bench. Barnett dribbled it off a Bulldog. They said it was off his foot. I don't know about that. It looked like it went off the foot of Coster.
Yeah, it definitely did. But the refs saw otherwise.
Bulldogs with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Grant the kick. Nduba the up fake. Coster steps inside the arc and hits, and the Bulldogs lead it 17-16. Watson, Alex Watson, the freshman out of Georgia, breaking the press. Zach Rads to the rack. The left-hand layup is no good. And they're going to call Bryant for a foul. I believe it's Boshko Coster. Much to the dismay of Tim O'Shea. Sean Hohen back in the game, and we'll see E.J. Anasicki, the freshman from East Orange, New Jersey, with his first minutes.
And he should bode well in this game because he can really rebound the ball. He fills the paint up with his body. Look for him to get some good offensive rebounds for this team.
Barnett from the free throw line extended, splash. Sacred Heart back on top.
And we know Barnett could do that. He could knock that 15-footer down. It's good to see that he's getting going because he turned the ball over twice for this team, so it was good for him to get a good shot off.
Grant taking on Watson. There's a good matchup. Towns against Anasicki, and Towns shows some range. The elbow jumper is good to put Bryant back on top. Watson running the point. Rads feeds Barnett. Barnett takes the jump and hits another.
And Barnett right now is feeling it. He know he could take his man off the dribble. If he steps back, he can knock it down. Great play by Barnett.
So the Pioneers back on top as Bryant had taken 2 leads behind a 10-0 run. Towns hangs in the air, and that rolls home.
And on the opposite end, Towns is going to town right now.
Rads from downtown misses from the corner. Barnett hits the offensive glass and is fouled. That brings us to the media timeout. 10:56 to go in the first. It's Bryant up by 1, 21-20 on Sacred Heart.
NCAA.com is your online destination for college sports with comprehensive video highlights and editorial coverage of FCS, Division II, and Division III football playoffs, along with soccer, volleyball, cross-country, and field hockey championships across all divisions. NCAA.com has the most extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this fall. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp. Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of Sacred Heart University athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel.
Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online or next time you're on campus. Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
Newly renovated Nassau Coliseum will host its first collegiate hockey game on January 6, 2018, as the Sacred Heart University Pioneers take on the Black Knights of Army West Point. Come out and catch the Pioneers and Black Knights as they skate on the rink that has seen Stanley Cup championships and Hall of Fame careers launch. Secure your tickets today by calling 203-396-TIXX.
Looking forward to getting to Long Island tonight. Sacred Heart hosting Army at Nassau Coliseum. A few of us will be jumping in a van and heading to Nassau Coliseum, the old home, of course, of the New York Islanders. They had those great teams of the late 70s and early 80s. Barnett in the paint, puts one up, no good. It's always fun to watch Sacred Heart play Army, always special when you take on one of the military academies. They're such incredible student athletes. And Army has a pretty good hockey team this year, so it should be a good one tonight on a very cold night at Nassau Coliseum in Long Island.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
I got to the old building the last year the Islanders played there before moving to Barclays Center. You really feel the history there.
Nice.
Of course, it's been renovated. Ikenna Nadubo feeds the block. It's Towns bulldozing his way in. He misses, but it stays with the Bulldogs. Boy, he can fill it up down low. 6'5", 240-pound forward, Sebastian Towns.
Yeah, he's an opposing figure, big body. Can really move when he gets the ball. Takes his time. Nice soft touch down low.
Got good floor vision, too, as he fires that pass inside to Grant. Back to Towns. He's got range as well, falling down for 3. It's no good. Watson the box out on Lehman, the 6'7" freshman from Rentham, Massachusetts, to give Rads the rebound. Barnett gonna keep shooting and keep hitting. Barnett showing range. That one from just inside the arc.
Barnett, just like Lopez early on, is feeling real good when he gets the ball. He's not hesitating, looking at the rim and knocking it down.
The Pioneers back on top and in possession as Hohen steals, throws it into the front court looking for Watson, but Ikenna Naduba gets back and takes it away. He falls out of bounds with the basketball, and it stays with Sacred Heart.
And that was a fortunate play for the Pioneers because they had a wide open layup, but threw it away. Fortunately, Bryant also picked it up and threw it away. So I would go back to Barnett right now. He's got the hot hand.
He's got 10 points, 5 for 6 in 6 minutes of play off the bench. Hohen having trouble with it, but it was Naduba who knocked it out. Barnett's been playing better as the season's moved on. 5th-year graduate senior. His season high is 15 against Lafayette. He had 11 against St. Francis Brooklyn in the NEC opener. Quiet of late, though, 5 and 3 against Fairleigh Dickinson and Wagner. And a foul against Akena Naduba puts Hohen on the line for 1 and 1.
That's been the Achilles heel for our team, knocking down free throws. So it's good to see Hohen knock down his first.
Sean Hohen averaging 10.5 points a game. He's been one of the more reliable free throw shooters at 70%. He goes 2 for 2. And that is a good sign. The Pioneers are hitting their free throws early. Haven't got to the line a whole lot. In fact, those are their first free throws. McHugh back inside for Towns. Towns put a shot up. It didn't hit the rim. His second attempt right down the middle, and it's a 24-23 lead for the Pioneers. Towns has 9.
Yeah, you might have to start double teaming him when he gets the ball because Towns is going downtown right now.
Sean Hohen from the corner. Pioneers 0 for 5 from three-point land as he misses that one. Adam Grant pulls up and knocks it down.
Ooh, that was a good-looking shot. Powerful move by Grant. Straight up, knocked it down.
So the Bulldogs back on top, 25-24. Barnett leading the Pioneers with 10 points. Takes another jump shot and rips it again. I mean, that ball is barely hitting the rim. That's right down the middle. He is lasered in today. 12 points for Barnett.
He's feeling good. Like I said, go back to him. He's got the hot hand right now.
Towns fading away, no good. Barnett has a rebound.
And that's what Bryant is doing right now. They feel like they have the upper end going in. Towns down low, so they go into the hot hand as well.
Rads underneath. Anasicki lays it in.
Great play by Rad. Spin dribble, drops it down to Anasicki. Anasicki with the concentration for 2. Nice play.
7.5 to go in the first half. The Pioneers up by 3. Grant into the block for Towns. Anasicki forces him outside. 6 to shoot. Down low McHugh. He lays it in.
Good defense by Holm, but there's nothing you could do. He had a nice shot. McHugh down low with the layup.
Hohen to Rads. Big collision underneath along the baseline. Foul's going on Bryant. We'll have a timeout on the floor. Tim O'Shea in his 10th season as the head coach of the Bulldogs. An assistant for many years at Boston College, his alma mater, and URI. Worked alongside Al Skinner. He's the head coach of the Bulldogs. Looking to turn things around with their 1-15 season. They trail by 1 to Sacred Heart, 28-27 as we go to the media timeout.
NCAA.com, your top stop for college sports. With live streaming video of fall championships across all divisions. It's the most extensive coverage on the web. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Sacred Heart leading this one 28-27. Coming off that 69-63 loss at Wagner. They fell behind 12-0 to start the game. True to an Anthony Latina team, they fought back, cut the deficit at halftime to 1, and led by 4 in the second half. Wagner with an 8-2 run ended the game. It was only the second time this year the Pioneers were out-rebounded. So Anthony Latina's team this year dominating on the glass. They're first in the conference at plus 6.6 rebounds a game. And again, the third best defensive team in the league, 71.7 points per game against. You mentioned it earlier, Chris, that I think when you're stout defensively and as dominant rebounding a team as the Pioneers are, that really bodes well in the conference because there is so much parity. It comes down every now and again to a possession or two, and leading and rebounding and defending as well as the Pioneers do put them in good position.
Exactly, and early on when you create a culture of rebounding, no turnovers, assists, this is something that they're doing every game. They rebounding the ball, they're taking care of the ball. You're creating a culture. When you create a culture, you create winning ways. And if you take that into the playoffs, it can bode very well for you.
Zach Rads, his first 2 points of the game as he hits both free throws, and the Pioneers are 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
And that's a great sign.
Yep.
Because we've talked about plenty of times they had to knock down those free throw shots, and I'm sure Coach Latina had a little extra time in practice for free throws.
Naduba a 3 to tie it. A contested 3 at that. Beautiful shot.
He can fill it up. I mean, we've talked about Adams, but he can really fill it up as well. They have to keep an eye on him beyond the three-point shot.
LaRose, corner 3. No good. The Pioneers are 0 for the game from downtown. Naduba in transition. Adam Grant takes it outside. 6 minutes to go in the first, tied at 30. McHugh pulled up, missed it. He goes down in a ton of pain. Naduba for 3. It's good. But the concern right now for Taylor McHugh, who went up for that jump shot, and he is in terrible pain right now, and that is rough to see. Oh, you hate to see it. Why don't we break here? 33-30, Bryant leads Sacred Heart.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp.
Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of SHU athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel. Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online the next time you're on campus.
Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart University Pioneers.
I am an NEC student athlete.
I will sacrifice to reach my goals.
I will not make excuses.
I will leave my comfort zone.
I will not be afraid to fail.
I will push myself to the limit.
I will support my teammates.
I will compete with respect.
I will make a positive difference in people's lives.
I will rise to the occasion.
I will succeed in my sport.
I will succeed in life.
And I will enjoy every second of the journey.
Well, you're going to see Taylor McHugh get injured here as he just goes up for the jump shot. And I don't know if it was when he went up or when he came down trying to get that ball back. A great sign, though, he walked off on his own. So that's good news, but obviously in a lot of pain, biting a towel right now to keep himself from screaming. And just glad to see him walk off on his own.
Yeah, it looked like he came down on Lopez's foot when he landed. That could have been the key. Like you said, the great sign is that he walked off.
Tucker has to get a 3 off. It goes back rim. Barnett, an offensive rebound. Boy, did he come to play today. Shot Tucker's pass to the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Kenan Aduba. Stays with the Pioneers. Plenty of time on the shot clock. As Barnett goes to the bench. Sean Hohen checks in for Zach Rads. Mario Matasevich back on the floor. He replaced Barnett.
Yeah, they're playing the 1-3-1, which is a smart move. You slow the ball game down and make them make passes. But you got to knock down shots in the corner.
LaRose was trapped. He found Lopez, who gives it to Tucker to lay it in. And shot Tucker has his first points.
That was great offense. They took their time against that zone defense, found the right play for a layup. You don't want to get jump shot happy in the zone, especially when you're not really knocking them down. And right now, we're 0 for 5 from three-pointers.
This one rolls to Naduba in front of the Pioneer bench. Coster sets the screen. Naduba backs up and misses the 3. Short on the shot. Tucker fires it across the court to Hohen. On to LaRose, corner 3, no good. Matasevich looking for the back tap, but he committed a foul. Tucker, for some reason, throws it into the SHU crew.
He's got to be careful with that one because the refs, if they was calling it tight, that could have been a technical foul.
Looked like he was just taking a shot at the rim, but ended up throwing it over the backboard.
Over the backboard, yeah. And right now, Kenan LaRose got to knock one of those shots down in the corner.
Sacred Heart 0 for 8 now from downtown. Bryant's 4 for 7. Ware hangs in the paint and misses. Towns got inside, grabbed the rebound. And the Pioneers knock it out. And that brings us to our final media timeout of the first half. A tight one between Bryant and Sacred Heart. What else is new? And it's the Bulldogs by 1, 33-32.
For college sports, with comprehensive video highlights and editorial coverage of FCS, Division II and Division III football playoffs, along with soccer, volleyball, cross-country, and field hockey championships across all divisions. NCAA.com has the most extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this fall. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Bryant and Sacred Heart, always a great matchup. Women's basketball seems to have a always great matchup between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. I mean, every sport, Sacred Heart won their second NEC title in a memorable day at Campus Field, 14-7 over Bryant to win the Northeast Conference Championship a couple years ago. Baseball always going head-to-head in the NEC Championship. Northeast Conference has a really good rivalry here between Sacred Heart and Bryant.
Yeah, that's good. That's good competition. I mean, the NEC is a tough league to play in. All the players leave it out on their sleeves. And going down the stretch right now, 33-32, I thought Sacred Heart was just going to run away with this one, Randy. I mean, they were up by 8. And I said, this is going to be over, but Bryant didn't give up. They hit a couple threes, and then they went down to Towns, and made some plays.
Yeah, they had a 10-0 run to get them back not only into it, but in the lead. They also just saw a 6-0 run broken up by the most recent Cha-Cha Tucker layup. And they're in possession here with the advantage, looking for more. Boschko Koster misses the three, but Towns cleans up the glass and lays it in.
And Towns is playing well. I mean, he's in tune in the game, offensive rebounds, putting it back in.
Tucker with a no-look underneath, low percentage pass into the feet of Lopez. He couldn't handle it, turns it over. Ware feeds Towns, who kicks back outside. Adam Grant off the dribble, around the pick. In and out as he tried to bank it home. Lopez has the rebound. Tucker fires to LaRose. He thought about it. He gives it to Barnett, leading the way for the Pioneers. Barnett with 12. LaRose up fakes the three. 13 to shoot. Lopez, an air ball on the baseline jump shot.
Yeah, he wasn't real comfortable. You could tell even when he touched the ball, he didn't seem real comfortable with it right there in the corner for the shot. But sometimes when you don't get a shot up, you'll take whatever you can get. Because early on, he was taking most of the shots for Sacred Heart.
Towns taking a three. He hasn't hit one yet this year. Tucker inside, no good. Lopez the offensive rebound and the putback. Lopez.
And that's more like it for Lopez. Sometimes you just got to go after your own shots. Like Moses Malone used to say, I don't need the ball. I go get my own rebounds, get my own shot. And sometimes you got to have that will with thought to go get your own rebounds.
Kenan Oduba explodes to the basket for two more. Oduba has 11 off the bench. And Hunter Ware commits a foul with 2:06 to go in the first half. His first. Cha-Cha Tucker to the free throw line. Shooting it at 63.5% from the free throw line this year. 14 for 22. He missed the front end of the 1-and-1. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Bryant leads Sacred Heart 37-34. Oduba against Tucker, feeds Towns. A no-look pass to a cutting Grant, laying it up, no good. Lopez is there for the rebound. Barnett and Hohen both supporting him. Tucker turns it over. He telegraphed that pass, and Oduba jumped the lane. He leads it up the floor. Floater, no good for Grant, and it's going back to the Pioneers as Grant hit the offensive glass and knocked it out.
And that was a good defensive stop right there, but Tucker has to take care of the ball going down the stretch right here in the first half, 1 minute, 32 seconds. You're down by 3. You had your players out in front of you. You threw a left-handed pass, a one-handed left-handed pass, and they deflected it. But you got to be more careful with the ball in the fast break.
Hohen almost lost his dribble. Barnett inside. Posted up on Towns, double teamed. Kicks it out. LaRose a three. No good. The Pioneers 0 for 9 from downtown in the first half. McHugh has the rebound.
And with that zone, that 1-3 zone, it'd be good to put Matasevic in because Matasevic on top of that zone could really knock that three-point shot down. Coach Tina might want to look at Matasevic in the second half.
13 to shoot, 50 seconds to play in the first half. Grant looking to make it a 2-possession lead for the Bulldogs. He drives, counted in the foul. Adam Grant working his way into the paint, the up and under, and he finishes it off. He can make it a 6-point lead from the free throw line.
And right now, the feel of this game, I mean, Adams, it seems like they're a little bit more hungry right now. Powerful move by Adams, but it just feels like this Bryant team wants to win a game. They only have one win, so you know they're going to come out here and fight. So Sacred Heart has to take it to them early on in this next second half.
Adam Grant, who has 24-point performances against Georgia and NC State this year, proving he can play with the big schools. Had 29 points his last game. He makes good on the three-point play. And Bryant may be sitting at 1-15, but they've played one of the toughest non-conference schedules you could. 5 up games against Georgia and NC State, as mentioned, then Rutgers, Memphis, and Louisville. That's a tough non-conference schedule for an NEC school.
That's a very tough non-conference schedule, I tell you. Some very formidable teams right there. But, you know, you want to get your team ready. When you coach, you don't fear anybody.
Right.
You play anybody. You don't fear anybody. You believe in your players. You believe in what they can do. Hey, you put them on the schedule and you see what happens, because you know you're going into NEC play. And if you have confidence against those higher level teams, you can come in here and really win some good games in your conference.
Bryant going to the full court press, and the Pioneers are having trouble with it. Tucker crosses the timeline for LaRose. Lopez asking for the ball as he cruised down Main Street. 15 to shoot, 28 to go in the first half. Sacred Heart down by 6. Have not hit a three-pointer in the game. Lopez along the baseline, 4 to shoot. He's got to get it off. It's an air ball. The rebound to Grant. Shot clock is off. Bryant has a 6-point lead, and they'll save for the final shot. Bryant calls timeout. Tim O'Shea using his. He used the timeout earlier. And I don't know if he wanted time there. Or they call a foul. They called a foul, excuse me. A foul is called on Ermolavicius. So the Pioneers get the ball back with 6.6 seconds to go in the first half. They'll get Lopez out and Rads in. That's 3 fouls on Ermolavicius. That's a bad foul right there.
Yeah, that's a bad foul, and that gives us a chance with 6.6 seconds left to play. And you have Rads in the game, and he can really fill it up for 3 and knock it down. So hopefully he can get a good shot here.
LaRose gets one off, no good. Ware grabbed the rebound. That wouldn't have counted. Pretty good look, though, from three-quarters court. And the Bryant Bulldogs go to the locker room leading Sacred Heart 40-34 at halftime. Pioneers need to do a little soul searching from downtown. You saw the frustration from LaRose, who punched at air after taking that 3 and missing way off. Sacred Heart 0 for 10 from downtown from three-point land. And by contrast, the Bryant Bulldogs, they went 4 for 9, so outscoring Sacred Heart 12-0 from behind the arc and leading by 6.
You still have a chance. You have a second half. You know, you're 0 for 10 from three-point land. You know we're going to go out there and shoot some more. You have Hohen that's going to come out in the second half. Like I said, Metacevic. And this team seems like they did a great job with that 1-3-1 zone. And you know they're going to come back out with that zone in the second half. But you got to shoot the ball well. The opportunities are there. You cannot not shoot the ball. So Kenny LaRose, even in the second half, if he gets it, you got to knock him down.
The Bulldogs 40, the Pioneers 34. We'll break for halftime and come back with highlights and statistics as we get you ready for the second half. Bryant looking for its first Northeast Conference win of the year. The Pioneers looking to rebound after a loss on Staten Island. 40-34, Bryant leads it.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp. Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of Sacred Heart University athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel.
Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online or next time you're on campus. Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
Newly renovated Nassau Coliseum will host its first collegiate hockey game on January 6, 2018, as the Sacred Heart University Pioneers take on the Black Knights of Army West Point. Come out and catch the Pioneers and Black Knights as they skate on the rink that has seen Stanley Cup championships and Hall of Fame careers launch. Secure your tickets today by calling 203-396-CIXX.
NCAA.com, your top stop for college sports. With live streaming video of fall championships across all divisions. It's the most extensive coverage on the web. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp.
Heart, hustle, and hard work are the three trademarks of SHU athletics.
And so are the three stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel. Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online the next time you're on campus.
Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart University Pioneers.
I am an NEC student athlete.
I will sacrifice to reach my goals.
I will not make excuses.
I will leave my comfort zone.
I will not be afraid to fail.
I will push myself to the limit.
I will support my teammates.
I will compete with respect.
I will make a positive difference in people's lives.
I will rise to the occasion.
I will succeed in my sport.
I will succeed in life.
And I will enjoy every second of the journey.
NCAA.com is your online destination for college sports. With comprehensive video highlights and editorial coverage of FCS, Division II and Division III football playoffs, along with soccer, volleyball, cross-country, and field hockey championships across all divisions. NCAA.com has the most extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this fall. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp. Heart, hustle, and hard work are the three trademarks of Sacred Heart University athletics.
And so are the three stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel.
Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online or next time you're on campus. Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
Newly renovated Nassau Coliseum will host its first collegiate hockey game on January 6, 2018, as the Sacred Heart University Pioneers take on the Black Knights of Army West Point. Come out and catch the Pioneers and Black Knights as they skate on the rink that has seen Stanley Cup championships and Hall of Fame careers launch. Secure your tickets today by calling 203-396-TIXX.
NCAA.com, your top stop for college sports. With live streaming video of fall championships across all divisions. It's the most extensive coverage on the web. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp.
Heart, hustle, and hard work are the three trademarks of SHU athletics.
And so are the three stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel. Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online the next time you're on campus.
Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart University Pioneers.
I am an NEC student athlete.
I will sacrifice to reach my goals.
I will not make excuses.
I will leave my comfort zone.
I will not be afraid to fail.
I will push myself to the limit.
I will support my teammates.
I will compete with respect.
I will make a positive difference in people's lives.
I will rise to the occasion.
I will succeed in my sport.
I will succeed in life.
And I will enjoy every second of the journey.
NCAA.com is your online destination for college sports. With comprehensive video highlights and editorial coverage of FCS, Division II and Division III football playoffs, along with soccer, volleyball, cross country, and field hockey championships across all divisions. NCAA.com has the most extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this fall. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp. Heart, hustle, and hard work are the three trademarks of Sacred Heart University athletics.
And so are the three stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel.
Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online or next time you're on campus. Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
Newly renovated Nassau Coliseum will host its first collegiate hockey game on January 6, 2018, as the Sacred Heart University Pioneers take on the Black Knights of Army West Point. Come out and catch the Pioneers and Black Knights as they skate on the rink that has seen Stanley Cup championships and Hall of Fame careers launch. Secure your tickets today by calling 203-396-TIXX. NCAA.com, your top
top stop for college sports. With live streaming video of fall championships across all divisions. It's the most extensive coverage on the web. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Getting you ready for the second half, let's take a look at how the first half went down. They were all going down for Joe Lopez early. He scored the first 6 points from inside. Pioneers get the majority of their points in the paint. In fact, they averaged 19.1 points per game off the bench, 35.5 points per game in the paint. They weren't hitting it from outside, but then Bryant heated up. Hunter Ware knocking down that J. Pioneers using the fast break to their advantage. Kenan LaRose on that lay-in. But it was the Bulldogs who hit 4 3-pointers. Kenan Aduba knocking down that one, and then Sebastian Towns really was a force for the Bryant Bulldogs. Down low and outside. They have 3 in double figures. Towns with 11, tied for the team lead in points with Aduba. Grant has 10 as well. Aduba off the bench today, averaging 11.7 points a game this year, helping lead the Bulldogs to this 40-34 lead. Bulldogs shooting 57% almost from the floor, and 4 for 9 from downtown, where the Pioneers are 0 for 10 from behind the arc. One good sign for the Pioneers, they hit their free throws for the most part. But the Pioneers are getting out-rebounded. Once again today, they had only been out-rebounded twice this year, including their most recent game, the loss at Wagner. And they're losing the battle of the boards right now, and the shots are not going down from long range.
And if you look at the scores, Randy, I mean, Bryant, best 3 players are doing what they're supposed to do. 11, 11, and 10 respectively. And Lopez and Barnett, 12 and 10. But if you look down the line from there, Charles Tucker 2, Sean Hohen 4, Kenan LaRose 2, Zach Rash 2, and Asiki 2. We need other players to step up in the second half and put some scoring on the board.
It said that Bryant actually was out-rebounding Sacred Heart. They're actually tied in rebounding, 17 boards apiece. And we have a stoppage before we start.
And you have to wonder, was it the clock or?
Whatever the issue, the officials seem to be in a jovial mood about it. I think someone forgot their whistle. Is that what it is?
You can't make this stuff up.
The official walking over to us right now. The official forgot his whistle.
No, you should say Art Jackson III
Probably caught that on the hot mic.
That's like Michael Jordan forgetting his sneakers.
The officials want to make sure that they know it's Art Jackson, not the other two. That is hilarious. Left it in the locker room, which I think is downstairs.
It's downstairs. It's a long way to go. Hopefully he didn't lose it, because sometimes I ref on the side as well, and I have those shirts. It snaps off, and you can lose it.
There we go. It's like Michael Jordan forgetting his sneakers. That's good. All right. We've all been there, right? Misplaced our keys, what I do with my wallet, what I do with my whistle.
You need your whistle if you're a ref.
Good ball movement here by the Pioneers now that we're underway. LaRose taking a 3, and the Pioneers now 0 for 11.
Yeah, you can tell it's coming off his wrist. He doesn't look comfortable out there, but you got to keep shooting the ball. As we know, he can really fill it up. Hopefully we can get Kenan LaRose going.
Towns banging down low against Matasevich. Lost it. It's on the floor. Picked up by Matasevich. Great defense by Mario Matasevich. against Sebastian Towns. Leads to the fast break. Hohen driving and getting to the line. And that's a foul on Ermolavicius. That's 4 fouls on Monty Ermolavicius. Remember, he committed the foul with 6.6 seconds remaining in the first half to give the Pioneers the final shot. And he is in some serious foul trouble right now with more than 19 minutes to go here in the second.
And whoever he's checking needs to know that and go right at him and get him out the game. But it looks like coach is going to take him out early anyway. But Sean Hohen going to the rack, getting the foul. We're going to need him to score the ball in this second half to solidify a win. And he's the scorer out there, and you got to get him going.
He goes 2 for 2 from the line. And the Pioneers with just 1 miss from the free throw line today, a really encouraging sign. Hohen's been quiet lately. 2 points over his last 2 combined games. Towns from the wing. Splashes another baseline jump shot.
Towns looks great out there. I mean, he's confident, shooting the ball at will, knocking his shots down. Good-looking player.
He has 13. Hohen for 3. There it is! Sean Hohen makes it a 1-possession game.
And if they're going to play that zone, Sean Hohen, Matasevic, those guys got to really knock it down in the three-point.
Looked like it was going to be called a jump ball, but they're going to hit Matasevic, I believe, for a foul here. That's his second. They actually give it to LaRose. LaRose reaching in as well as Matasevic. And it's LaRose's second personal. 42-39. Bryant leads it. Grant trapped in the corner. Dumps it underneath for Towns. The kick to the corner. Pull up for Naduba. Back iron. Offensive rebound Ware. He lost his dribble. Hohen hits the deck. And they said he traveled trying to pass it to Tucker. Anthony Latina disgusted in the call.
Yeah, that was a tough play. He was on the ground. From my understanding, you could turn and move.
Yeah, it's like a pivot.
Yeah.
Tough call. Goes against the
call.
Yeah. Ware drives and is blocked by LaRose. Coster the rebound. Towns back iron. Hohen elevating for the rebound. Onto the fast break. Hohen underneath to Lopez. Joseph Lopez going to the line. Adam Grant felt he got all ball. Runs in demonstrative fashion all the way to his bench. Gets a stink eye from the ref. Gotta be careful not to show up the men in stripes. Lopez to the free throw line, where he has struggled all year, 42.5%. Hey, Joe Lopez looking confident on that first shot.
Oh yeah, that was a good looking shot for Lopez. Give him a little confidence. Whenever you see the ball go down, go inside the net, just gives you that added confidence. And that's what LaRose needs. He may need to get on the line a little bit and knock down the free throw and see the ball going inside the rim.
42-41 Bryant. Foul against Sacred Heart. They're 8 for 9 from the free throw line, the Pioneers are. Tucker commits the foul on Naduba.
And we've been saying this every game we've watched, Randy, that I think the big man has to really either trap the guards coming off that pick or show hard. You just can't give them a front line view to the lane, to the rim, and it's never going to work. They're going to get to the rim, get fouled, or make a shot.
Naduba goes 1 for 2, and Bryant is struggling from the free throw line. Three for 6. Lopez with 12 points. to Tucker. Tucker underneath, Lopez. To his strong hand, the left hand front iron. Matasevich back taps it to Tucker. Fresh shot clock for the Pioneers.
Great tap by Matasevich. Always ready to rebound, but knock this shot down, Matasevich.
He's wide open, bang!
Oh, yeah. He can hit the three-point shot, Randy. He's the key, especially against the zone. He can really fill it up.
He grabs a rebound off the Grant front iron miss. So the Pioneers with 2 3-pointers to break their 0 for 11 start to the game. Both of them coming here in the second. And the Pioneers are on top 44-43 thanks to that 3-pointer by Matasevich. He shoots 31% from downtown. That's just his 9th 3-pointer of the year. Shot a lot more threes it felt last year, but with LaRose on the team, they need Matasevich this year to play more as a power forward. He plays the 4 or 5, but with that range. When you get a big man who's got range, it's a great weapon in this conference.
Well, he's an unselfish player, and you like that. But sometimes you got to be a little greedy because he can knock it down. And especially when you have somebody as Towns is checking him. You could take him off the dribble. If he steps back, you can knock that three-point shot down. You have to take that advantage.
Lopez travels to give it back to the Bulldogs. Lead has changed a few times today. Towns, 2 more for Sebastian Towns. He has 15. The Bulldogs back on top. Hohen trying to cross over to Duba. Kicks LaRose to Matasevich, taking another 3 and hitting another 3. Put the Pioneers back on top, 47-45.
And Matasevich is just giving these guys great minutes right now.
Grant rejected by Joe Lopez. Matasevich picked it up the floor. Tucker, no look to Lopez! On the fast break, he throws it down. The Pioneers lead 49-45, and a timeout called by the Bulldogs.
And that was a Magic Johnson-like pass by Cha-Cha Tucker. No look pass. He looked like he looked at us a little bit and threw a nice bounce pass to Lopez. I didn't see that coming. Great eye vision by Cha-Cha.
15:38 to go in the second, turns into immediate timeout. Sacred Heart with a 4-point lead, 49-45. I'm Bryant.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp.
Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of SHU athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel. Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online the next time you're on campus.
Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart University Pioneers.
We talked earlier about the Pioneers being one of the best defensive teams in the NEC. That's because of Joe Lopez turning defense into offense. The block and then the throwdown off the no look from Cha-Cha Tucker. Joe Lopez doing it on both ends, and the Pioneers have a 4-point lead.
And he can do it all. Joe Lopez, block shot, layup, left hand, right hand. He can do it all for his team. He's so smooth out there, just nothing ever bothers him.
A 13-3 run here for Sacred Heart.
You know, Lopez just always has the poker face.
Koster steps inside the arc. He was open for 3. Maybe took a more difficult shot as Matasevich got out to contest. Tucker running the offense, and a Sickie back in there. Lopez going to the bench for a break. Matasevic called for the charge.
Ooh, that was a tough one. It looked like he was moving when he took that charge. Oh. Yeah. That should have definitely been a block foul.
Totally.
Yes.
I mean, he was totally shuffling his feet, talking about Boško Koster. He went down hard, and I suppose the end looked like a charge. When you watch that, even in fast time, in real time, definitely looked like a foul on Koster. Brings us to another timeout. 15:03 to go in the second. 49-45, Sacred Heart leads Bryant.
I am an NEC student athlete.
I will sacrifice to reach my goals.
I will not make excuses.
I will leave my comfort zone.
I will not be afraid to fail.
I will push myself to the limit.
I will support my teammates.
I will compete with respect.
I will make a positive difference in people's lives.
I will rise to the occasion.
I will succeed in my sport.
I will succeed in life.
And I will enjoy every second of the journey.
Sacred Heart went 0 for 11 to start the game from 3. They've broken that with Sean Hohen knocking down the first one. Mario Matasevic sinking a second three-pointer and helping the Pioneers to a 15-5 advantage here in the second half against Bryant to take a 4-point lead, 49-45, with still a lot of basketball to play this afternoon.
And we knew that was going to happen. I mean, Sean Hohen can't keep a good shooter down. And when it's his time to get involved, he will get involved, knock down the three. Look for him and LaRose to continue to shoot the three. And like I said, Matasevic with 2 3-point shots. He could be a key element down the stretch when Bryant plays that zone defense.
The Pioneers now 3 for 14 from downtown. Mario Matasevic 2 for 3. Count the bucket and the foul for Boško Koster. Check that, Hunter Ware driving on LaRose, who just picked up his third. That gave a big spark to the Bryant bench. Ware can make it a 1-point game here. He misses a free throw. That rebound up for grabs, and it's Bryant to come away with it. The high-low pass, down low, Barnett. Got a piece of the layup attempt by Koster. Fed by Towns. Barnett the other way! Bucket and a foul! So Davon Barnett making a big defensive play and then getting down the floor. Will go to the line for the and one.
Great play by Barnett. But I tell you, a better pass by Sean Hohen in traffic. Jump two-step by Barnett, knocks it down for 2. Hopefully he can knock these free throws down.
Barnett ties his season high with 15 points. And the Pioneers open up a 52-47 lead.
Barnett is playing well today, giving Coach Latina great minutes out there.
Naduba inside on Hohen, fades away and misses. Tucker gets up for the rebound. Shot, Tucker looking up the floor. Barnett sets the pick. And Tucker goes to work. There's Davon Barnett. He traveled.
Yeah, that was tough. really was indecisive right there in what he wanted to do. He got away with the Texas two-step the last time he scored. Barnett's ready to dance.
There's only one cha-cha out there you want to see on the floor, and that's the point guard.
That's it.
Towns dumps it off underneath for Coster. He lost it, rolling it to Towns, who draws contact, and will go to the line for two. That one sat on the rim. Barnett picks up the foul.
Those are those 50-50 balls that you really need to come up with. They were on the ground, had a chance of getting the ball, and just didn't come up with it.
Towns has 16 now. He leads all scorers. Alex Watson checking in for the Pioneers. Towns had a 22-point game in the overtime loss to St. Francis U 2 games ago. This Bryant Bulldog team has got to be hungry after that loss. They were up 9 in the second half on New Year's Eve to St. Francis U. Lost in OT at home, and then got blown out against Mount St. Mary's, down by 33 with 12 minutes to play in the second. Ended up losing by 16. That was the 29-point performance for Adam Grant. Back to a one-possession game as Towns hit both free throws. Owen for three. No good, and the rebound to Boshko Coster.
And that was a good look, and I knew the Bryant coach was going to come back with that 1-3-1 zone since it did well for him in the first half. But you got to figure that out and get some good shots up.
Bryant coach Tim O'Shea, like you, a Big East guy. He played at Boston College back in the early and mid-'80s, and of course coached alongside Al Skinner at his alma mater.
Al Skinner and most likely Ed Cooley from Providence.
Ware misses. Watson up the floor, hits Owen on the fast break. The reverse layup, no good. Anasicki, the offensive rebound, and put back also no good.
And Anasicki kind of rushed that. Great rebound by Anasicki, but you got to slow it down a little bit and make sure you secure those 2 points.
Coster off the dribble, dishes outside. Ryan Lehman with a touch. Naduba directing traffic with 10 to shoot. Hohen guarding him too close. That's foul on Sean Hohen. Joe Lopez checks back in. Adam Grant also back on the floor for Bryant as both teams get their leading scorers onto the floor. Tanner Johnson replaces Hunter Ware. .11 to go in the second. Lehman sets the pick for Naduba, pulling up from the elbow, no good. The Pioneers can't secure the rebound. Grant lays it in, muffed by both Barnett and Lopez, who appear to be fighting each other for the rebound.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate play because you could tell they both were ready for the ball, but you got to knock these jimmies down, and Lopez with the tip in.
Off the Barnett miss. Lopez back onto the floor. 2 more, 15 for Joe Lopez. Grant hits a 3 to tie the game. A contested 3. And Adam Grant, who's hit 28 three-pointers coming into this one, ties the game.
Hey, you just can't let him see daylight.
Hohen from deep. That's no good. The Pioneers cooling off from downtown. Lehman the rebound. Tied at 54, coming up on 11 minutes to go in the second. Grant looking for the lead. Picked up his dribble, finds an open man in Naduba against Watson. He hangs and misses. Zach Rads getting up. He got fouled. I mean, yanked back by Naduba. That was a late one. Anthony Latina says That maybe should be a little bit more than a personal.
Yeah, because it looked like they stopped the fast break.
Yeah.
He grabbed him on his arm. Stopped the chance for maybe scoring 2 points.
The officials are going to look at it. We'll take our break for the media timeout and tell you what they come up with when we come back. 10:53 to go in the second. Bryant and Sacred Heart in another tight one, tied at 54.
NCAA.com is your online destination for college sports with comprehensive video highlights and editorial coverage of FCS, Division II, and Division III football playoffs, along with soccer, volleyball, cross-country, and field hockey championships across all divisions. NCAA.com has the most extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this fall. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp. Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of Sacred Heart University athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel.
Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online or next time you're on campus. Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
Well, we're taking a look at the replay of that most recent foul, as are the officials, actually. That ball was grabbed by Zach Rads, and actually they'd like to see it again. So what you're seeing at home, the officials are actually watching as well. I'd like to thank Alex Bousquet he's asking for a slowdown right now. And as you see, Rads has the rebound, and in slow motion, they're trying to see if this is intentional of what the officials have taken a look. They say thank you, Alex. That's our outstanding producer behind the scenes, bringing you Sacred Heart basketball every game. And a little double duty is the replay that the officials use it's got, you know, when you get the computer, you got that pinwheel going.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sign you don't want to see. They got the pinwheel going.
Oh,
so
that's not good.
We were able to show the officials the replay, and I don't know if they've called anything in addition to what was originally just ruled a regular personal.
Great work by Alex and the SHU crew.
Now officials are coming back. I think it was just a personal. That's what they came up with. And here's Watson. Tied at 54. Rads gives to Tucker. Rads has been quiet today. Pioneers going young in the backcourt here with Rads and Watson. Watson for 3, no good. Barnett boxed out to give Coster the rebound. Naduba slips inside and gives Bryant the lead as he blows past Tucker off the dribble. Pioneers on the fast break, set back up. Good job by Bryant to get down the floor.
And with the zone, they stop in the play, but I tell you, Matasevich can bode well up top because he can knock down that 3-point shot.
Barnett skips it to Watson along the baseline. Back to Barnett. And he goes back iron. A 9-2 Bryant run has given them a 2-point lead. Ware underneath for Towson. He got blocked by Watson, but got it back and scores. And the Bulldogs lead by 4, coming up on 9.5 to go in regulation. Tucker underneath for Lopez, wide open for the lay-in.
And that was a great play by Tucker. Great penetration, a nice dive by Lopez, but right now we need stops. Play some defense and get a good stop here.
Tucker with 5 assists today. He also has 6 rebounds. Just 2 points, but making everyone around him better with those 5 dimes and 6 boards. A 3 for Naduba, no good. Rads getting inside. And a foul against Bryant with 9 minutes to go in the second. It's on Hunter Ware. Good job by Rads underneath.
Yeah. And right now, you got some good shooters out there. Matasevic, Hohen, LaRose. LaRose specifically hasn't shot the ball well today, but you know, if he can get going. Can't be afraid to look at the rim.
There's LaRose. Starting five back out there for the Pioneers. Tucker up and under. Gives it to Lopez. Give Lopez 20 points this afternoon, and he ties the game at 58.
And great cuts against that 1-3-1.
A three is good for Adam Grant. Around the screen to give the Bulldogs a 61-58 lead.
And you can't give Adam Grant daylight. I don't know how he's getting open on a three-point shot. He's their main shooter. You got to make sure you get on him.
He has 18 points. He's 3 for 4 from downtown in 30 minutes today. And we have a foul. .802 to go here in the second. Matasevic seems a bit banged up. Limping to the free throw line. Sacred Heart continues to shoot it well from the free throw line today.
Yeah, exactly. And on the defensive end, you could tell the guards are really stepping it up for Bryant. And you have to trap those guys coming off the pick and get it out their hands right now, because they're really trying to take the ball to the rack, get some three-point shots. You really got to trap those guys and take it away from them.
The Pioneers coming into this game last in the Northeast Conference in free throw shooting at 63%, are 11 for 12 today from the free throw line. 10 to shoot for Naduba. Around the pick. Ware lost it out of bounds. Well defended down low by both LaRose and Matasevic. 7:37 to go here in the second. A 1-point lead for Bryant and a timeout on the floor. 61-60, the Bulldogs.
Newly renovated Nassau Coliseum will host its first collegiate hockey game on January 6, 2018, as the Sacred Heart University Pioneers take on the Black Knights of Army West Point. Come out and catch the Pioneers and Black Knights as they skate on the rink that has seen Stanley Cup championships and Hall of Fame careers launch. Secure your tickets today by calling 203-396-TIXX.
Cheerleaders in the house today. They've cut their semester break short. Second semester begins next Tuesday, as they're enjoying a 1-point game. Another tight affair between Bryant and Sacred Heart. 61-60, Bryant leading this one. Positive signs for the Pioneers. Their free throw shooting. Just one miss today, 11 for 12, very much keeping them in this game. Big reason why this is a tight one.
Definitely, I mean, they're really shooting the ball well, 91% from the free throw line. But 3 for 17 from the three-point shot, and hopefully 7 minutes, 37 seconds, they can knock some three-pointers down. Shooting 45% from the two, not bad. And they rebounding the ball well with 30. rebounds in this game, so.
When you look at last game, Chris, when they had 8 misses from the free throw line, they shot under 60%. That was a one-possession game with 1 minute to go, so you can pinpoint it right there. What a big difference that was. They got away with poor free throw shooting in the 1-point thrilling victory against FDU on New Year's Eve. Pioneers went 9 for 20, less than 50% in that game, but eked out the 1-point victory. Hohen's open off a no-look feed from Tucker, and he rips a 3.
And Sean Hohen, we know he can do that. Great behind-the-back pass by Cha-Cha Tucker. And he gave us a little dance right there at the end. He felt good about that one. Great pass by Cha-Cha.
6 dimes for Tucker today. Hohen now with 9 points. The Pioneers with the lead, 63-61. The up fake by Naduba. He lost the basketball, but it rolls to Towson. His sky hook is an air ball. Offensive rebound, Ermolachevis. And he has 4 fouls. He's back in there. The ball out of bounds on Sacred Heart with 7 to shoot for Bryant. Boshko Koster enters the game. He replaces Monty Ermolachevis. Seven to shoot for Bryant. Naduba, the baseline throw-in. He gets it to the hot hand in Towson. Right back to Naduba. 4 to shoot. Handing off. Grant for 3 and the lead with 1 on the shot clock. Adam Grant puts the Bulldogs back on top. He has 21.
And he has such a smooth jump shot. A lot of power in his shot. Up in the air. Great looking shot by Grant.
Grant now 4 for 5 from downtown. Tucker driving along the baseline. That hit the bottom of the rim. Naduba has the rebound. He leaves it. Grant another 3 and another make. His 5th three-pointer. Adam Grant with 6 quick points to put the Bulldogs up by 4. Back-to-back threes for Grant. Hohen backing in. Less than 6 minutes to go in regulation. Lopez, a little mismatch on Grant. Kicks out, Hohen. 4-3, no good. And it's Bryant with a rebound. Adam Grant picked it up, on to Ware. Naduba slows it up. Grant tied his program-setting record with 9 three-pointers against Mount St. Mary's last game. He has 5 today. Koster. No good. The putback attempt also no good by Ware, who got tossed to the floor. Open look, LaRose for 3. No good. Matasevich had the rebound, and then it bounced off the head of Naduba out of bounds, so it stays with the Pioneers. Another brilliant look from Cha-Cha Tucker on the no-look feed to the wing. LaRose wide open, rushed it.
There's still a lot of time left to play. You're down by 4. But you got to stop Adam Grant. You got to find him. Like I said, you can't give him daylight.
Davon Barnett off the bench, into the paint. Barnett to the left hand. No good. Ware has the rebound. 5 minutes to go in regulation. The Bulldogs leading 67-63. There's that man again. Grant, a rare miss from deep. Tucker the rebound. He fired it to Barnett. It was tipped by a Bulldog, I believe, actually, by Grant. Seems to be in on everything. Wisely, Barnett pulled his hands back and was not the last to touch.
And Adam Grant's feeling good. I mean, he shot that from almost the half court. The half court line, and that was a heat check shot.
Yeah. Matasevich for 3. It's good. That was halfway out and decided to go to its rightful place.
And we said he could be the difference in the game. I'm telling you, when he comes in the game, he can hit that three-point shot, especially against their zone defense. Matasevich is playing extremely well and a lot of confidence for the three-point shot.
He now is the 4th Pioneer in double figures. He has 11 points. He's 3 for 4 from downtown. And a timeout called by Bryant turns into a full media timeout. Bryant by 1 over Sacred Heart with 4:26 to go.
NCAA.com, your top stop for college sports. With live streaming video of fall championships across all divisions. It's the most extensive coverage on the web. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
As coaches at Sacred Heart University, we always want our Pioneers to look sharp.
Heart, hustle, and hard work are the 3 trademarks of SHU athletics.
And so are the 3 stripes of Adidas, a leader in athletic apparel. Wherever our 32 Pioneer teams compete, we're proud to wear Adidas.
You can get your official Adidas Pioneer gear online the next time you're on campus.
Adidas, the official apparel provider of the Sacred Heart University Pioneers.
Sacred Heart 5 for 11 from downtown here in the second half. But Bryant 4 for 7, led by Adam Grant, who's 9 for 16 from the floor. 24 points for Adam Grant to lead all scorers. That's coming off a 29-point performance. It's Owen going for the steal, and they call him for a foul. Anthony Latina had a good look along the sideline at that play, and he felt that Owen was clean on the play.
But that's a foul you just can't do right there. I mean, you're only down by 1. And you foul somebody almost at half court. They put them on the line for 2 freebies.
And it's Adam Grant, too.
Yeah, and it's Adam Grant, who's got the hot hand right now.
Front end of the 1-and-1, good. Well, you see a guy that shoots the 3-pointer as well as he does, and you think he'd be a better free throw shooter. He's under 64% from the free throw line. He goes 2 for 2. He has 26 points. He hit about an NBA range 3 to tie the game against St. Francis U on New Year's Eve. They ended up losing that game in overtime. Hohen accepts the pass. It's a tough one. He falls to the floor, gives it to Tucker. LaRose open for 3, ties the game.
And Randy, we said he got to keep shooting the ball. He wasn't shooting the ball well for 3-point shots, but he kept his confidence, knocked that one down in the corner.
69-69, Bryant and Sacred Heart tied again. Grant falls out of bounds, and he runs into, I believe, the athletic trainer, maybe the injured player from earlier, who is okay. Look out. The athletic trainer goes down. Fortunately, everybody's all right on the Bryant side. That's a turnover. Yeah. That was Taylor McHugh, who also, he's in a boot right now, and he got knocked over, and he has a smile, so he's all right, and that's good to see. Getting injured when he's not even in the game. Matasevic for the lead, for 3, no good.
And that was a great looking pass by Cha-Cha, great look by Matasevic. But if you get that look again, he got to knock that down.
Grant feeds Towns underneath, and then back out to Ware. The teardrop is good, and the Bulldogs are back on top. 71-69. 3 minutes to go in regulation. A 2-point lead for Bryant. Barnett gives it to Hohen. Barnett sets the screen for Hohen. He's trapped in the corner. He gives to Barnett outside. Barnett takes it and makes it. Barnett ties it at 71.
And his shot looks pure and good today. Down the stretch we go. Bryant, Sacred Heart.
Barnett 8 for 12 for 17 points off the bench. It's his season high. A foul on the floor. Cha-Cha Tucker commits it. His second personal, 2:33 to go in regulation. It's 1-1 for Towns. In the second half, Bryant 5 for 7 from the free throw line. Make it 6 for 8.
And Towns got a nice touch for a big guy. Usually big guys struggle at the free throw line. He's got a very nice touch. He's playing a great game today.
He now has 20 points after that free throw. 21 for Towns, and he gives the Bulldogs a 2-point lead. 73-71 as we wind on down the stretch. Joe Lopez takes the J, way off the mark. Barnett getting up for the rebound. Finding Tucker, on to Hohen. Fresh shot clock for the Pioneers as we approach 2 minutes to go in regulation. Lopez backing in Towns. Back outside, Tucker. Tucker takes it, it's a 3. No good, but a foul underneath, and that one's on Bryant. Boshko Koster foul with Barnett, putting Davon Barnett on the line.
And you can see Barnett was battling down low.
That's 5 on Boshko Koster. He's fouled out with exactly 2 minutes to go here in the second. And Barnett with his best game of the year on the free throw line. So the Bulldogs without 2 players. Taylor McHugh injured on the bench. Boshko Koster, averaging 11 points a game, has fouled out. Barnett's first one spins out. He can't put down the front end of the 1-and-1. It's just the second miss today for the Pioneers, but it comes in a big spot. Bryant the rebound with 1:50 to go in regulation. That's good and 1 for Ermolavicius. The foul on Barnett. A 4-point lead for the Bulldogs with 1:48 to play. And Monty Ermolavicius is on the line looking to make it a 5-point lead. Towns with a beautiful look.
Great touch, great pass by Towns. You can't let the player get behind you. Great cut.
He missed it. So it's a 4-point game. 75-71, Bryant on top. Anthony Latina with 3 timeouts in his pocket and 1:38 to go. Bryant with just 1 timeout. Huge possession here for the Pioneers, down by 4. LaRose with 14 to shoot, gives it to Tucker. Back to LaRose for 3, no good. And Bryant comes down with another rebound. It's Monty Ermolavicius again. On a must stop here for the Pioneers with 1:19 to go.
Yeah, you got to get a stop, and if you're going to let the clock go down, make sure you don't foul at the end and put them on the free throw line. Right now, you just got to get a good stop.
Naduba fouled by Tucker with 9 to shoot and 1:04 to go. They let the clock wind on down like you just said not to do, and they did it.
Yep, and that's what happens when you let the clock, when you have 9, 10 seconds go off the clock, you just have to play solidified defense and make sure you don't foul, because those are just wasted seconds. And now you put them on the line and give them a chance to score 2 and have time go off the clock.
2 shots here as Bryant is in the double bonus. Kenan Adoba, a 75% free throw shooter this year. And he splashes the first. It's a 5-point game. Even if he hits, it'll still be a 2-possession game with 1:04 to go. Matasevic checking in for Barnett. Adoba sinks the second, and it's a 6-point game. 1:04 to go in regulation. Bryant on top by 6. Behind a 6-0 run. Matasevic for Hohen. 50 seconds to go in regulation. Hohen finds Matasevic. A 3 is good! Back to a 1-possession game. Timeout, Anthony Latina. 44.4 seconds to go in regulation. Matasevic keeps the Pioneers' hearts beating.
And he's been shooting the ball extremely well, especially from the 3-point line. 44 seconds left to play. You're down by 3. You might want to look at a full court press right here. Just don't foul if you're going to let time off the clock. You're only down by 1 possession. You got a chance right here. You just got to play good defense and rebound the ball, Randy.
Another typical Northeast Conference battle right down to the final possession. A 1-possession game with 44.4 seconds to go in regulation. And again, Sacred Heart and Bryant down to the wire. Mario Matasevic with 14 points now. He has 4 second-half three-pointers. A full timeout by Anthony Latina. You want to see a full court press here.
I would love to see a full court press right here. Try to get them to lob the ball a little bit in the air and try to get a steal. You have some size out there. LaRose, 6'4", Matasevic, 6'6", 6'7". Barnett with his long arms. Maybe a 1-2-2 press coming in. It looks like they're going to do that.
Naduba to throw in. Finds an open man. Pioneers trying to trap Grant. He throws it over the top to Ware. 25 to shoot, 38 to play. 20 on the shot clock. Hunter Ware against LaRose. They give it to Grant, who has torn it up here in the second half. Naduba with 9 to shoot. Against Lopez. Backs it out with 5 to shoot. Naduba in trouble. 18 to play. He drives on Lopez. Lopez got the block. Barnett has the rebound. The shot clock is off. And a timeout is called. Or is it a foul? They've got a foul here on Bryant. That's Monty Ermolavicius, who commits his 5th foul, so he is out of the game. Remember, he had 4 fouls in the first minute of the second half. He reaches in on Tucker. You know, it's not a bad foul when you think about it, because you put Tucker on the line down 3, and the Pioneers have to think about hitting the first. It's maybe a little bit late. You know, there's enough time with 11.6.
Yeah.
Do you consider missing the second if you hit the first?
You don't miss the second. You got to make both, because you still have 11.6 seconds left in the game. You make both, and then you just foul right away. You don't take any time off the clock. Put them back on the line. Leave yourself roughly 10 seconds to bring it down and get it. It's enough time to get a 3-point shot off.
Big free throw here for Tucker. And it's a 1-and-1. It is short. He missed the free throw, and now LaRose has to foul. He fouls Kenan Aduba. You'll look at the stats today, Chris, and the Pioneers, you'll say, shot the free throw a lot better, but when it mattered most, they missed 2 big ones.
That was crucial right there. Cha-Cha Tucker on the line. He missed the first shot of a 1-and-1, and now you put them on the line. And that was a tough one.
And it's back to a two-possession game. A big free throw by Ikenna Naduba. 78-74, 9.4 seconds to go. He makes it a 5-point game, 79-74. And the Pioneers look like they're gonna run out of time. LaRose takes a three. It's no good. Lopez the rebound with 2 seconds. Matasevic ends the game with a miss, and the Pioneers let one slip away. 79-74, Bryant beats Sacred Heart this afternoon. So the Bryant Bulldogs have their first Northeast Conference win of the year, and just their second victory overall. They're 2-15 now with a win today on Coach Bike Court. 1-3 in NEC play. The Pioneers fall to 6-11 and 1-3 in their Northeast Conference schedule. 79-74, Bryant beats Sacred Heart. We're back with Chris Smith's interview with head coach Anthony Latina next on NEC Front Row.
I am an NEC student athlete.
I will sacrifice to reach my goals.
I will not make excuses.
I will leave my comfort zone.
I will not be afraid to fail.
I will push myself to the limit.
I will support my teammates.
I will compete with respect.
I will make a positive difference in people's lives.
I will rise to the occasion.
I will succeed in my sport.
I will succeed in life.
And I will enjoy every second of the journey.
So Bryant snaps an 11-game losing streak overall, their first victory since the 24th of November. It also snaps a 4-game losing streak against Sacred Heart with their victory today, 79-74. And right now, Chris Smith is standing by with Sacred Heart head coach Anthony Latina.
Coach, tough loss, 5-point loss to this Bryant team. What was the difference?
Well, they were 8 for 16 from 3. We were 7 for 27. You know, we missed a lot of open shots, a lot of open shots. We missed a couple big free throws. We shot decently from the line, the best we've shot all year. We missed 2 front ends of the 1-on-1 late, and you lose by, you know, what you lose by. So some timely misses, some timely makes from them. Grant caught fire there for a split second, and we just, you know, we probably lost this game in the first half when we just couldn't stop them. You know, our defense got a lot better in the second half, but we gave up too many threes.
Yeah, I was going to say Adam Grant, 26 points. Coming into this game, was he the focus for your team?
Without question, he was coming in off of nine three-pointers made, and he has such deep range and quick release, and he made a couple tough ones, and we had a couple missed assignments, and it's not much difference between winning and losing, and it's a disappointing loss, and you're gonna have to bounce back.
Yes, definitely. Your team always fight hard. Got a tough one against St. Mary's. I guarantee you guys will bounce back, and Coach, good luck in that one.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you so much, Chris. And again, as always, thanks to Anthony Latina for his time and thoughts in the postgame. We take a look at our final stats in the 79-74 victory for the Bulldogs over the Pioneers. The Bulldogs just shot it a little bit better, 48% to 43% from the floor, 50% to considerably better, 26% from downtown. They made one more three-pointer. Adam Grant, as Anthony Latina pinpointed there in the postgame, did it to the Pioneers in the second half, going 4 for 5 from downtown. Hit those big back-to-back threes to open up a 6-point lead, and the Pioneers never could quite come back. Encouraging that the Pioneers went 11 for 14 from the free throw line, but again, 2 misses on the front end of 1-and-1 opportunities in the final 2 minutes. Really came back to hurt the Pioneers. And the Bulldogs doing a good job on the glass as well. They tied the Pioneers in rebounding, 37 boards apiece. Pioneers took care of the basketball pretty well, just 8 turnovers, but in the end, they just didn't have 1 or 2 more big shots in them. And so they fall for the second straight game, and they are now 1-3 in NEC play. Coming up on the Pioneers' schedule, 2 teams that I'm sure the Pioneers feel they owe one to. Mount St. Mary's, who they lost to in the quarterfinals last year in a tight one, the first round of the NEC playoffs, and St. Francis Brooklyn, who beat the Pioneers here in the conference opener on the 29th of December. 2 road games, the Pioneers next in action on January the 11th in Emmitsburg, Maryland against Mount St. Mary's, and then a week from now on the 13th against St. Francis Brooklyn at 4 o'clock. We're next on the air covering the Pioneers back here at home when the Pioneers host Robert Morris on January the 18th at 6 p.m. We also have women's basketball coming up on the 15th of January. That's the Martin Luther King Day holiday, and that's an afternoon game, 1 p.m. game between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. The Sacred Heart women's basketball team's only home game in the month of January. Want to give a big shout out to Isabel, Alton, Christian, and I believe that is Caitlin on the cameras. They filled in admirably today, did a great job as part of Alex Bousquet's production crew, coming in on short notice and allowing us to bring this action to you today. So that's it for us from Coach Bike Court here inside the Pitt Center. For my partner courtside, Chris Smith, this is Randy Brochu saying so long and thanks for joining us. One more time, giving you our final score. The Bryant Bulldogs with their second win of the year over the Sacred Heart Pioneers, 79-74. So long from Sacred Heart.